Hello everyone, today I'm here to show you what I've left of my April counterfeit kit. I know it is now the end of June. It has taken me a long time to kill this kit. However, I've gotten, I want to say 60 layouts out of it. So, I've done quite a bit with it, and I don't have a whole lot left of it. But for July I'm definitely making a smaller kit. It really burns me out after a while. So, I'm going to show you what I've got here. This is just my box that I put everything in. So I started with this Simple Stories homespun 6x6 pad, and everything's just kind of gotten tossed in here, as you can see. I apologize. I should have cleaned this up a little bit first. Okay. So starting with the embellishments here, you can see that I used one of my My Little Pony stickers. They'll still come in use though. I did not open this pack of Recollections 4x4 photo frames, even though I had great plans to. I didn't use my little homemade vellum card. I did use some of the Studio Calico rub-ons. I was pretty excited about that. I had some issues with them, like all of these won't come off. So I don't know what I did to those. Maybe they're old. I have a few, okay, I used a few, is probably a better way to put it, of the Bow Bunny flowers that were in my April kit. This is a time sheet ephemera that I had intended to use, but I haven't even done the layout that I bought it for yet. I'm a little bit behind. I used this entire jelly bean soup journaling sprouts, except for this one. I debated using the backside, but I never got around to it, because just didn't really go with anything I was working on. I used quite a few of these spring sentiments. Quite a few of them. Still have some. Some things kind of got tossed in here as I was working on the projects. I think I added these later on, but I did use one or two of the doilies. I used all of the dimensional stickers, the hearts and the butterflies and flowers. This got added in later while I was using the kit, and I never used it. This is just a scrap of paper, apparently. That was not in the kit. Oh, look, there's a flower. Dimensional flower. Didn't use them all. And a lot of this is just scraps that got tossed in here. I think I added these later, but I used a couple of the tags. I used my entire sheet of October Afternoon Woodland Park label stickers. Yay! This was one of my alpha sheets, and I used a pretty good chunk of it. I did a whole layout using just these word stickers for journaling. That was fun. That was a challenge. I have a whole bunch of letters that like fell off the sheet. I had this ribbon in there, and I used almost all of it. Look at that. So proud of me. Another little scrap. Another Bow Bunny flower. I also used a pretty decent chunk of this Authentique Delightful Details sticker sheet. Alright, now for the paper. I started with a ton of paper. I think this whole container was like this full of paper. So, you can already tell I did pretty good. I have this scrap of The Beautiful Life by Echo Park. I have this scrap of like a wood paneling. I did not use this really cool vellum sheet. Kind of looks like paint splatters. I didn't use it at all. I have a couple full sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock left. This is a scrap from a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. I have a black and a blue 12 by 12 cardstock sheet. Another little scrap. I think these are 8.5 by 11 again, just cardstock. Had a lot of cardstock in the kit. Others, we'll get to those in a little bit. Another little scrap from this jelly bean soup paper. I love this paper. Some scraps of my mulberry paper that I had included in the kit. Blue and green. This is a sheet of Fiskars, I think. Yep, Provo Craft from 1999. I think I had 2 of them in there. And another scrap. This is We Are Memory Keepers something spring, I think. This is a scrap of a Paper Studio. This is a scrap of a Recollections. This is a scrap of a Dear Lizzie, I think. I still have my phrases. I can't seem to use these. I think I used one. And then the loved ones. I don't think I used any of those. These Studio Calico accent stickers. I used a couple of those. I have a hard time using them because they're green. I used this whole sticker sheet. Yay, gone. I didn't use this really cool vellum. I might use that for some of my Easter pictures, but I didn't get to Easter with my April kit. Here's a baby paper, 12 by 12 that I didn't touch. This is a scrap from a Paper Studio paper that I did a 2-page spread with. This is a scrap of that Simple Stories Homespun. And the October Afternoon Cherry Hill journaling cards. It looks like I have 4 left. Keep tossing them over here. Looks like I have these 4. That's not bad. And I did not touch my poo paper, even though I really, really wanted to. I gotta figure out something to do with it. I really like that paper. It's really old. Then I just have a scrap of pink vellum. And then these are all 8.5 by 11 pattern paper that I didn't even touch. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets of that. And then I have my alphabet. So this is from Studio G, and I used a pretty decent chunk of this. Looks like I've got an E, an I, and an E and an I. So I'll have to be creative with that. It's full ampersand though. And then the Heidi Swap. I had to get really creative using some of these because I ran out of, I don't think I got all the letters, to be honest. For some reason, I don't think all the letters were in there. And I had some issues. I had to make an 8 into a B, I believe, using a D and an 8. So I've got a couple, I've got a 6, I've got an S, I've got a W. I feel like I got 6 W's too. I have a K, I have an H, I have Y, I have 2 Q's, I have a 2, an F, an E, a C, an M, an I, an X, a U, a U, a E, a U, I think that's a Z, an F, a Y, a 7, hashtag, broken question mark, I think that's another Z, a Y, an X, P, an at, a Y, an E, I, A, 6, J, and a J. So I don't know if I have enough to actually make another word out of that or not, but we'll see if we can't come up with something for that. I need to go through and actually write down what letters are still in here. Otherwise, it's definitely not going to be used because I'll be frustrated. And then I have the Daily Flash, October Afternoon Daily Flash, which I don't think I actually had in the kit, but I added later. And I used a decent chunk. This is mainly what I used for my 60 layouts. So you can see that these, like, what, $2.50 letters lasted me awesomely. I actually want to find some more, but they're really hard to find now. So I'm hoping to find more because I really liked them. But I have no A's. Actually, I have 3 E's. No I's. No O's. I got 4 U's. And then on here, I still have plenty to play around with. I'm out of T's. I think that's about it. And 1's. But I've been using I's for 1's. This is the, let's see if we got a piece of it. A little bit easier to see. This is the Bubbabilities letter sheet. And they like to fall off, so they're kind of scattered all over. But I used quite a few of them. I'm down to the point I have to go to unscramble and figure out what words I can still make. I got an A, an O, an I, and a U. That looks like it. And then this is an Amy Tangerine thicker that I added to the kit. And I used a ton of it. It was one of my favorite alphas to use for my layouts this month. So I have no A's, I have no E's, I have 1 I have 2 O's, I got 2 U's. Lots of numbers still. So there's still quite a bit of use in this one. That's the problem. A lot of this like pattern paper stuff comes off really easy. And then I have this alpha, which I have no idea who it's by, but it was another one that I loved using. I've got A's, some O's, and a U. some numbers still. So I got decent use out of that. Here's the Jelly Bean Gumbo green. You can see I used it a ton. Still got lots of use out of it though. Looks like I don't have A's, don't have E's, I got some I's, no O's, no U's. So lowercase is going to be questionable about if I can use it. But for the uppers I got A's, I got I's, I got O's, I got U's. So pretty good there. And then I think this is another letter sticker sheet that got added to the kit. But as you can see, I decimated this one. I mean, I cut things in half. I got little tails from certain letters. And I got no A's, I got no E's. I got one I, got no O's, and I got one U. And I've got no R's, no S's, no T's. I got an S, but it's messed up. So, yeah, I can do how. I can do kick. Yeah, so, oh, I got an R. There's an R. But lots of numbers, so we'll definitely finish using that. Can't remember if I had this in there in the kit or not, but this is another alpha that I used a little bit of here and there. Not a whole lot. So that's what I have left in my kit. Oh, I have this daily grind sheet that I cut apart, I guess, as well, and a piece of glitter. So I've still got some good cut aparts here for layering. Backside. And then my flare. So that's my kit. That's what I've got left. Not bad for 60 layouts. Quite proud of myself. So if you guys have got any questions for me, just leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys for my July kit. Thanks for watching.